Hello guys, welcome to my first video on GAC podcast, and I think this is going to be episode 4 of the show. We've started episode 1, 2, 3 of the year with audio, but I decided that okay, why don't I just start doing videos with the little resources that I have. So let's actually get started. On today's episode, we are going to talk about 3 types of pond, major types. Those are not the only types of pond that we have, but 3 major types that you have to just be familiar with in case you want to go into the fish farming sector or aquacultural sector. You should actually know which one you're going for. Okay, so that's just what we're going to do today. If this is your first time joining us on the show, we say welcome to you, and we actually encourage that you like, share, and drop your comment if this video is helpful. But before that, let's dish out the knowledge. We're going to talk about 3 major types of fish pond that you can find in your vicinity. Now, there are some characteristics of each of these ponds that make them best suitable for different kinds of people and different locations. All right, so it might be the space, it might be the fund, it might be the weather, it might be the environment, it might be the soil, it might be the topography. So whichever it is, as long as it suits the environmental factors, then I think you can actually go on with it. So one of such is earthen pond. Earthen pond is another name for dugout pond. Dugout pond. Alright, meaning that it is gotten from excavation of the soil. Yes. So, and for you to actually set up an earthen pond system, you should actually ensure that your location should actually have at least 70% clay. We know that clay holds water, right? And as such, we also want our water to flow through. So if you have clay, it actually allows your pond hold water. But if you are digging out and you realize that you don't find clay underneath, your fish won't even survive because water cannot stay in that kind of system. Alright? So earthen pond system has its advantages and its disadvantages. One of the advantages of earthen pond system is that it actually has or requires lesser fund. Instead of or unlike concrete pond system where you have to buy blocks, buy cement, do a lot of things, buy pipes and everything, for earthen pond system you don't need bricks. Just dig out. Get people who are skilled at digging out or excavating the soil to construct earthen ponds. They do that for you. Less skilled labor is required. Most people who actually do earthen pond system do not feed their fish up to probably when their fish has gotten to meal size, they no longer feed it up to 3 times a day. Sometimes they just feed it once, and the fish even grows bigger than the ones that are farmed in concrete pond system. So if you actually have fish ponds that are earthen pond, you will notice that you spend less, cost of construction is low, cost of feeding is low, because the pond itself has the ability to generate natural feed for fish. Okay, it has the ability to generate natural fish. If toads go in and lay eggs, and then you have tadpoles, the growth of algae, they feed on it. So all natural food that is produced by the soil, the fish feed on it. Earthworms, different phytoplanktons and zooplanktons in the pond, the fish will feed on it. Okay, so less cost, less skilled labor required, less materials needed, and you can also stock your fish. Let's talk about the disadvantage of your earthen pond system. One of the cons is that recovery rate is very low. Let's imagine you stock 10,000 fish. You decide to stock juveniles, which I don't even encourage people to stock in an earthen pond system, because most times when you stock it, predators attack them. Now let's imagine you actually stock juveniles, 10,000 juveniles. When you're harvesting, don't expect to harvest up to 10,000 juveniles, 10,000 adult fish. Cannibalism is high. Okay, recovery rate is very low, monitoring is low. They're actually exposed or pre-exposed to environmental hazards. So the fish are more like wild. They are left to fend for themselves at some point or to some point. So you can't use them. It's more like you have your local chickens moving about to feed. And once in a while you come over, you pour your feed for them to eat, and then you let them go again, right? Then unlike concrete pond system. Concrete pond system is the next we're going to talk about. It's the system that is made of vibrated blocks. Depends on the quantity that you want to take in. Earthen ponds collect less. Concrete pond can actually take more because you can care for them more and you are feeding them directly. Okay, you are feeding them directly. Stocking density in concrete pond is a little bit higher than that of earthen pond of same size. Yes. So if you are using concrete pond system, there are advantages to it and there are disadvantages. So let's start from the advantages. First, you are able to monitor your fish properly. Second, you are able to maintain the health of the fish. Third, you are able to monitor water parameters of the fish properly. Okay, then you are also able to know when your fishes are doing well in terms of feeding, in terms of growth, because you always see them. Then this system has flow through system. So you have your inlet and your outlet that allows you put in water and take out water on interval, ensuring that your fishes have fresh and clean water on a regular basis. Temperature of the water can be easily ascertained in concrete pond. Disadvantages of your concrete pond: it is highly expensive. You know how much blocks is cost in the market now. You know how cost it is. You know how cost cement are. So if you are thinking of building a concrete pond system, also ensure that you have enough money to fund it. Alright? So the next type of pond you're going to have is what we call the movable or mobile pond system. Movable or mobile pond system, most people will call it tarpaulin pond. Most people call it wooden pond. But all in all, as long as it's a pond that you can carry from one place to the other, or you can dismantle and move, then it's called mobile pond system. Movable. So mobile pond system takes more fish. It actually has almost same purpose with the concrete pond system, just that it's not as expensive as a concrete pond system. So instead of you using brick to make your pond, all you just have to do is to buy wood, use them to make the frames of the pond, use them to put at the base. That if you want to. Most people don't like using it for the base. They like sitting the frame on a place with soil, use soil to level the bottom, and then nail their tarpaulins to cover it. So whichever you wish to go for, just consider your pocket size. And within these three I'm mentioning, concrete pond is more expensive but is highly effective. Alright, so thank you so much for sticking with us for this episode. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, do well to hit on the subscribe button, to the like button down there, and do well to also drop your comments if this video has actually helped you.